Yo, welcome back to the channel. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon and The Blackest Heart, both published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today, we're going to be reviewing the best novel I've ever read about the Yellowstone supervolcano. You know, the Yellowstone supervolcano is going to blow us all to smithereens one day. And this book, Free Fire by C.J. Box, is about that very thing. You know, we always review the covers of the books first because I love graphic design and cover illustration. And here we've got a great cover art of Yellowstone National Park with the water spout things, you know, the Old Faithful and some buffalo, because that's what this book is about. Yellowstone National Park and how it is going to destroy the planet someday. And why hasn't it already, right? C.J. Box, the Joe Pickett Mystery series. If you've been following my channel, you know that I discovered these books earlier this summer. This is book number 7 in the Joe Pickett series. I've read the previous 6, and I gotta tell you, with each book, it just gets better and better and better. Joe Pickett, the game warden, out solving mysteries. You know, in book 6, I'll be honest, it's a little spoilery for book 6, but he gets fired from the game warden. And that, he gets fired. He has a boss that's just a doofus, and the doofus boss fires him. So now Joe Pickett, our game warden, is living on his father-in-law's ranch. And he's lost his job as the game warden. He's living on his father-in-law's ranch. Things just aren't going well. He's not making a lot of money. He's always sort of been embarrassed by his game warden salary, and the ranch salary is even less than that. So he's really feeling low. And one of the reasons I love this series is because not only is it about great murder mysteries, but it's about Joe Pickett and his family. His 2 daughters, Sheridan and Lucy, his wife, who comes from very wealthy people. Like his wife's mother, Joe Pickett's mother-in-law, does not like Joe Pickett because Joe Pickett has never really made a lot of money to support his wife, and she believes her daughter could do better. And now, to compound all that, he's working for his mother-in-law's husband, her new husband, who is a big rancher and owns this ranch. And not only that, but he's got to teach his new father-in-law has a son that's sort of a meth head, like liberal arts major, like lazy person, and the father-in-law's like, you got to teach my son. He's like, Joe Pickett, you're a hardworking man. You got to teach my son how to be a hardworking man, because so far he's just been this liberal arts college dropout meth head, and you got to teach. So that's his job now. It's just like, even his daughters, even his 13-year-old and 10-year-old daughters are starting to kind of not respect him. That's where we start out. But then the mystery happens where there's this murder of 4 environmentalists in Yellowstone National Park. And it's done, the murder is committed by a lawyer. And right after the murder, then a lawyer brutally murders these people. Like, you remember Zombieland where they do the double tap? Like, this guy shoots these 4 environmentalists with his shotgun and then takes his pistol and does the double tap in the head. And then, it is literally like a planned out, vengeful murder of some kind. Like this heartless murder. And he turns himself in and he says, I'm a lawyer. I just killed 4 people over in this little part of Yellowstone National Park. And you can't do anything about it. And guess what? He's correct. There is a loophole in the law called a vicinage. And I didn't know this, but C.J. Box explains it, how in certain areas of our country where national parks sort of overlap different states, where the borders and things are, if there's a crime committed and it goes to a jury trial, by law, the jurors have to come from a geographical location of 50 miles from the scene of the crime, and the lawyer knows that there are no people out there. There's no possible way that the government can come up with a jury to convict him because there's no people in that area. And it's a weird loophole in the law. And so he's like, yeah, I killed these people. They pissed me off. I wanted to kill him, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. And guess what? The dude gets away with it because it's the law. And so then the powers that be in Wyoming are like, well, we need to get Joe Pickett on this because Joe Pickett, even though his doofus boss fired him, we still know that he's a good cop, a good game warden. Let's rehire him and have him sort of be a secret agent and try to figure a way out of this. Well, the lawyer he still wants to kill people, so he's still killing people out in this area. And it's just bizarre. It's bizarre. And then also tied into the murder mystery are a lot of themes about environmentalism, like one of Joe Pickett's daughters is being taught like this really deep-rooted environmental theory in the 4th grade. The 4th grade teacher is just putting all of this woke environmental brainwashing into this little kid, and it makes for some funny moments in this book where the little kid Lucy is just like, Dad, we need to recycle. Dad, we need to carry in. And then Joe Pickett's like, really? I mean, what are you talking about? Why would we recycle? Why would we save all of our cans and bottles? The nearest place to recycle these things is 400 miles away. I mean, it would cost more. It would do more environmental damage to drive this stuff to the place than just to throw it away. And the girl's like, but we got to have, but I've been told by my little teacher, by my teacher that we need to watch out for the environment. And so there's a lot of themes environmental, like the people that get killed in the free fire zone of the national park tend to be really staunch environmentalists. And so then we've got this thing about the environmentalism, this area of the park that and people in the country, like these murders become national headlines, international headlines. Like there's this part of Wyoming / Idaho where you can go and just kill anybody you want and you can get away with it because the law says that it's a free fire zone. It's just bizarro. And people are starting to come out there to the hey, people. It's just crazy. It's just, I didn't think with each one of these Joe Pickett books, the murder mystery and plot that Joe Pickett, the game warden, is involved in is just more interesting and more interesting with every book. When I just don't think C.J. Box can top himself, he does. And then we've got the super volcano and all these hot pots and geysers like Old Faithful. And then they describe this other geyser, which I can't remember the name of it, but apparently it doesn't blow that much, but when it blows, it's like enormous and like melts everything within miles of it. And they see that, and I actually kind of was like, I should Google that to see if it's real, which I think I might have to do that now. Because I don't want to go near that geyser. You know, when you live out west like I do, you hear a lot of stories of people walking through these hot pots. And if you don't know what hot pots in Yellowstone are, basically it's the super volcano that's underneath Yellowstone is bubbling with molten magma and hot lava. And there's water there too. And it steams up the water, and the water's kind of like venting out of the earth because the lava is that close to the earth's crust and it's about ready to blow us up. Fucking hell. And he goes into a lot of detail on the supervolcano and the damage it can wreak and how we're all just pretty much when it goes off. So we talk a lot about that, and I don't want to. I hope I'm dead and gone before. I hope I die a peaceful death in my bed by myself before the supervolcano melts my face off. But anyway, if you live out west, about once or twice a year, there's stories of people in Yellowstone that go hot potting. When hot potting is, they find these pockets of hot water and they think, oh, those will just be like nice little saunas we can get into. Well, they get into them and they can boil themselves, they boil the flesh off of their bones because they're stupid. And so it's illegal to do that. But people do it all the time, and they're, oh my God, oh my Lord. And he talks a lot about that, how just don't, if you ever go to Yellowstone, don't with the buffalo and don't with the hot pots. Both will kill you deader than a mother. Anyway, that's the plot of the story, and they figure it out and stuff like that. But C.J. Boxman, I love this series. Like I said, I got the whole series up here. We're book number 7. I think there's, God, I don't know, maybe 18 or 19 books in the series at this point, but I'm reading through these about 2 or 3 a month, and I'm loving them to death. One of the most favorite things I've discovered, and I can't remember which one of y'all in the comments recommended these, but thank God you did, because you introduced me to one of my next favorite writers of all time. C.J. Box, Free Fire, another 10 out of 10 mystery novel.